At 17 years and 244 days old, Andrew Bynum was the youngest ever to be selected in the history of the NBA rookie draft when the Los Angeles Lakers picked him 10th overall in 2005. A few months later in November of that year, Bynum also became the youngest player to appear in an NBA game, suiting up against Denver just 6 days after turning 18. Bynum, a high school standout from New Jersey, was an incredible asset at 7 feet and 280 pounds. He retired at the end of the 2013-14 season, ending a 9-year career that saw him win back-to-back titles with the Lakers in 2009 and 2010 and turn into an All-Star in 2012. He also pocketed $72.8 million in NBA salaries. An OW30, with 4 years of rust calcifying in his bones and joints, Bynum recently announced his desire to mount an NBA comeback. Through a released video, he provided visual evidence that he is in good shape and can still move reasonably well. With training camp looming, teams might give Bynum a curious look, perhaps even an official workout invite. But hell will freeze over before he is actually signed to a roster spot. It would be a stretch to call Bynum a diva during his playing days, but he wasn't a choir boy either. In Game 4 of the Lakers-Mavericks series in the 2011 Western Conference semifinals, his team trailing by 30 in the fourth quarter, Bynum violently prison-fouled a helpless and airborne 5'9" Jay Barria. Bynum was fined $25,000 and suspended without pay for 5 games, costing him $700,000 in game checks. When Bynum was suspended indefinitely by the Cavaliers last December 29, 2013, Mary Schmidt-Bayer of the Cleveland Plain Dealer noted that a disruptive pattern of behavior was developing, culminating with an obviously disinterested Bynum jacking up wild shots at practice. When the Indiana Pacers announced in March 2014 that Bynum would no longer be involved in team activities, Rob Mahoney of Sports Illustrated described the center's presence as intolerable. No matter how much time had passed and how severe some memories have faded, those demons will catch up with Bynum. But in the end, this is the reason why Bynum will never make it back to the NBA. It's not bad karma. It's not overindulgence of Burger King, either. It's bad knees. Since 2008, when he dislocated his left kneecap, poor Andrew had endured several arthroscopic surgeries, an orthocon treatment in Germany, cartilage damage, bone bruises on both knees, and several other hurts that make orthopedic surgeons smile on the way to the bank. Largely because of bad knees, Bynum missed 304 regular season games during his 9-year run. It would have helped his cause if he can make a three, but he couldn't. Bynum sank only 1 of 9 trays in 418 games, a terrible 11% clip. Heck, he can't even make a free throw, just 987 out of 1,431 tries, a tepid 68%. So tell me, what team in today's modern NBA would take a chance on a 30-year-old big with questionable tires, a non-existent outside jumper, plus a less-than-angelic attitude? A Trojan horse? After a legal threat that was heard round the world, things now appear to be rosy again between Top Rank and Senator Manny Pacquiao, who issued an Instagram statement that called the aborted lawsuit as a simple case of miscommunication. I don't know about you, but from where I sit, miscommunication is a result of inadequate or unclear communication. And based on prior reports, Pacquiao's camp accused that Top Rank simply ignored their letters demanding payment of their share of streaming revenues from the Pacquiao-Mathis fight. There was, allegedly, non-communication. Not miscommunication. And there's a world of difference. Semantics aside, it makes me wonder, why did Top Rank suddenly open the lines? The money involved is $1.7 million, small change for Bob Arum, not to mention the fact that the Harvard-educated lawyer has a powerhouse legal team on speed dial. He could have chosen to drag this out in civil court and make Pacquiao bleed with legal fees to force a settlement. But why the peace pipe instead? Well, I don't doubt the goodness of Bob Arum's heart or the righteousness in which he champions for justice and fairness. But I think he is putting this fire out quickly to salvage whatever is left with his fractured relations with many. Remember, Pacquiao insists on 3 more fights before finally retiring for good. And what does that mean if Arum is still in the picture? Million to be made.